When I go to auctions and they have a lip tattoo, I know they're broke. I know they've been raced, and I know they're probably not crazy. I've gotten very nice horses at the auction, and I can't afford to go every month and bring 9 or 10 horses home, otherwise I would, but there are definitely diamonds in the rough there. But I don't promote beginners going to auctions ever. I don't promote people other than trainers going to auctions, ever. And then, you know, as far as getting a horse off the track, you know, should always go straight to a trainer, shouldn't go to amateur. We feed lots of alfalfa. You know, if you feed a thoroughbred grass hay, there's no nutrients in it. As far as Bermuda grass hay, which is available in our area, as much alfalfa as they will eat. I mean, sometimes we feed a thoroughbred 3 or 4 flakes morning and night. That's the biggest thing when you sell a horse. You need to stress that to the new owners, that they eat a lot. And if you feed them grass hay, you better back it up with beet pulp or grain or something. But if you just feed straight alfalfa, they will stay fat and pretty and sound and healthy. And they won't be hot on you. That's a myth. I would say a thoroughbred's a much harder keeper than other breeds, but you just have to know how to feed them. I mean, they really need the high protein food. They will get this huge belly with this tiny backbone with no top line if you try any other feed. We've tried so many things. I've tried the grass hay, and I've tried, you know, feeding them beet pulp with grass hay. They don't like the taste of beet pulp, so, you know, the majority of them, because they're used to that great hay at the track. And if you need a supplement with alfalfa, if you're worried that your horse is getting too much alfalfa, I would say oat hay is another source, and that puts a shine on their coat as well. My students, you know, we are not a nonprofit. You know, sometimes I end up being on a lot of horses, but we're not. And what my students do is they ride these horses. I give them horses as if they're theirs. So it's very exciting for them when a new horse comes in and it's their horse. I do nothing with it but feed it and shoe it and worm it. And what they do is they ride it and they show it to sellers. And when it sells, they get 10%. And this 10% commission goes into a horse show fund, because a lot of my students are not wealthy and these horse shows are very expensive. And so with that 10% commission, they pull it together and they get to show all year. And so like right now is the off year for show season. So right now they're busting their little heinies to ride these horses and get them sold to their new homes so that they could get money to show. And one particular student worked off one of her horses. She fell in love with a horse from EA Ranches, and it's her horse, and she has earned him by selling horses and getting the commissions, and now it's her horse. These kids are from Ramona. Ramona, we don't have the money, you know, for the most part. These shows cost $500 and $600 a weekend, and you know, we go every weekend for about 8 months. So it adds up to be a lot. And then these horses get great homes afterwards. I have a buyback option on every horse that I sell. So I don't mind if they sell them. I don't mind at all, but I would like a call because it's a pain to sell horses. And if they get in a bad situation, they need to come back to me. If they get in a great situation where they're at a horse show and they're offered $30,000 or $40,000 for it, and it goes and does the A circuit, well, that's great. Enjoy it. You know, you sell that horse to them, and that horse lives happily ever after. But everybody, you know, my number is attached to every horse we have that goes out of here. I don't hand cash back, but what I do is when they sell, they get their money back. You know, and if they're moving up to a different horse, they could trade it for another horse. These kids can ride. They were not put on made horses. These kids can ride. I don't put them in dangerous situations, but these kids, all of them can ride. I can put them on green horses and they can ride. The rest of their lives, they're gonna be able to ride. They're gonna look back at this experience and talk about how they rode these 2- and 3-year-olds off the track horses, and for the rest of their lives, they'll be able to ride anything. These kids will braid for money, they will body clip for money, they go every aspect to earn money, and they know when their feet are due. They know we were out worming today, chasing a herd to worm today. They all know how to worm horses. A lot of kids are in other areas. They have no idea about worming horses or the worming cycle. These kids this morning were chasing 10 horses down to get them all wormed today. And we do it all ourselves. We can't afford to have a vet come out here and worm them. If there's an abscess in a foot, they know how to do that. They don't even necessarily have to have me come tell them. They know there's no secrets out here. They know how much a horse sells for, how much I bought it for, and they know from A to Z. They know when the hay comes, how much it costs, and they know how they are 100% ready to go on if they ever wanted to. I look for a step, like if they're gonna be hunters, they have to have this huge step and almost be bow-legged behind and just have this, and that's what the race people are looking for too, is the big step from behind, and those will become hunters. They kind of tell us, and if they're a little bit quick over fences and they want to jump higher, then those become jumpers. Anything that's kind of uphill, like if their next set is higher, those become dressage horses and event horses. We have a new one named Chick Chick.
Then comes Christie's Bullet, and last of all is
and she's won a race for EA Ranches. I was actually, my only race I ever went to, she won. Santa Anita. It was the first time I ever went to races. It was amazing, it was fun.
Christie's Bullet is joining the fray late, and Chic Chick exploding through on the inside. And Chic Chick just takes off the final 16. And Chic Chick gonna close out the meet in style, wins it under Joel Rosario.
These horses turn into horses here. These horses turn into horses when we want them for show. We bring them in, put blankets on them, but for the most part, till they're ready, they just get to be horses, and that's the best thing. If a horse is a little bit dominant with you on the ground, those horses will straighten them out for themselves. The horses teach the horses out there. They teach them manners and patience and everything else. Yep.